Chapter 2. Yoo-hoo! Tiny Bottom hardly barely called to wiggle up from across the DSA dining hall. All the boys cracked up laughing. Very funny, muttered Wiggle Up as he stood in the breakfast line with Erica and Angus. I can't believe I'm a peasant, said Erica. I can't believe I'm a princess, Angus said as he picked up a plate. On a trade? No, sorry, said Erica. I'd rather be a peasant than a princess. I don't know which is worse, Angus grumbled. The stupid play or my mom showing up at school. She will start bossing everyone around. It will be awful. Bossy isn't so bad, said Erica, moving up in the line. My Popsy is sweet, but he is not exactly the brightest torch in the banquet hall. If you know what I mean, and Momsy is always chattering on. She never stops talking. My mother smells like the big batches of cabbage soup she makes each day, said Wiggle Up. And my father is always telling the worst jokes. Wiggle Up waited for Angus or Erica to tell him that wasn't so bad. But Angus said, Poor you, cabbage really thinks. Erica said, the bad jokes are awful. Wiggle Up swallowed. Were Fergus and Morwena going to be the most embarrassing parents at Parents' Day? They were not at the front of the breakfast line. What are these things? Erica asked the fry pot, the cook, as he plunked the blackened blobs onto their plates. They look worse than ears. Malt scum muffins, said Fry Pot. Best I could do, what with so few ears in my traps these days. The cook scratched his beard thoughtfully. I wonder if poachers are sneaking into the moat and stealing my ears. Wiggle Up and Angus exchanged worried glances. Not long ago, they had rescued a baby dragon who loved swimming in the castle moat and slurping up ears. A baby dragon who was supposed to stay up in the library with Brother Dave, but often didn't. They're burnt, said Angus as a pair of muffins clattered onto his plate. Only on the outside, said Frypot. Next. Let's go up to the library later, Wiggle Up whispered to Angus as they made their way to the Class 1 table. There's something we have to check out, and I don't mean a book. Brother Dave, Wiggle Up pushed open the library door. The monk had fallen asleep while lettering a play script. His head rested on his arms. Worm, the baby dragon, lay sleeping at his feet. When he heard Wiggle Up's voice, Worm slithered out from under the table and lunged at him, bubbling. Mommy! Wiggle Up stroked the shiny scales on his long green neck. Wiggle Up was the first one Worm had seen when he had hatched from his dragon egg. As he thought Wiggle Up was his mom, Worm bounded over to Angus. He sat on his hind legs and held out a paw for a treat. You have to earn your treats, said Angus. Worm, stay. The dragon held still as a statue. Angus waited, then he said, Release. Worm started running in circles. Worm, said Angus, flame up. Worm shot fire from his snout. Whoosh! Good one, Angus felt in his pocket for an eel treat. But all he found was a part of a burnt muffin, which he'd pocket. He held it out to Worm. Worm snapped it up, quickly spat it out. Bonk! It hit Brother Dave right in the bald spot. St. Marvin's mittens, exclaimed Brother Dave, jumping up. There aren't better ways to awaken a sleeping monk than with a stone. Sorry, Brother Dave, said Angus. It was an accident, and it was a muffin, not a stone. Worm hopped over to the librarian. He licked his head with his pink forked tongue. Then he bounced back to Wiglaf and flipped over onto his back. Wiglaf began rubbing his smooth white belly. Worm's whole body rumbled with a happy purr. Brother Dave, said Wiglaf as he rubbed, we think Worm's been sneaking into the castle moat and eating all the eels. Hast thou, Worm? Exclaimed the monk. The dragon just kept purring. He needs to stay here with you and only fly out at night, Wiglaf went on. Or else Mordred will spot him. What if Worm shows up on Parents' Day? Added Angus. It will be a disaster. Worrieth not, lads, said Brother Dave. I shall keep mine eye upon this dragon. Thanks, Brother Dave, said Wiglaf. Then he and Angus headed off to rehearsal. As they walked into the dungeon, Wiglaf saw that a wooden platform had been built at the far end of the room to serve as a stage. Heads up, actors, Lobelia said. Here's the most important thing. The show must go on, no matter if you flub your line or your wig falls off. The show must go on, got that? All the students nodded. Good, Lobelia smiled. Read through. Act 1, Scene 1, Pageant, you're on. Erica read the pageant onto the stage. Pageant, you hum as Sir Tiny Bottom and his loyal men enter. Stage left, called Lobelia. Wiglaf and his loyal men climbed onto the stage. Lobelia handed out brooms. These are your steeds, she said. Mount up and ride. Wiglaf felt silly, straddling the broom and prancing around the stage on a pretend horsey. Gallop, Tiny Bottom, called Lobelia. Good, peasants, begin your song. The peasants began singing. With a hey, nanny nanny, diddle diddle, hidey, hiddy do. We are superstitious peasants, but we know a thing or two. Dismount, goosers, we beg you. Take a seat upon our wagon while we sing for you the story of the princess and the dragon. Sir Tiny Bottom, loyal man, when you hear the word dismount, get off your steeds, called Lobelia. She ruffled through her script. Now, where was I? A peasant asked the knight who he is, said Erica. And the knight sings his first song. Thank you, Eric, Lobelia gave a signal. Wiglaf stood up. He began singing softly. So Tiny Bottom is my name, and as a knight I gained my fame by slaying dragons young and old. I'm tiny, yes, but also bold. The royal man sang out. He's teeny, yes, but also bold. Louder next time, Wiglaf, said Lobelia. Very good, peasant. Keep singing. Erica read the peasant in singing. With the honey, nanny, nanny. 'Twas a princess so good-looking, a dragon blew her to his cave and said, the princess, start cooking. The princess said, oh, dragon, by the scales on your chin. True princess never cook, we only order in. Yes. Now, Angus, on the word princess, you enter and sing the princess lines. Mobley brothers, on the word dragon, come dancing in the way I showed you. The peasants began singing again. With the honey, hey, nanny, nanny. 'Twas a princess so good-looking. Angus trudged onto the stage. Yoo-hoo, princess, called some boys. Shut your traps, yelled Angus. Shoes, called Lobelia. Angus glared at his aunt. Lobelia only turned to the peasants and shouted, Sing! A dragon blew her to his cave. The Marley brothers entered in a line. Each held the waist of the brother in front of him and kicked in all directions. Together now, dragon, directed Lobelia. Kick right, kick left. Ow, yelled Barley. Barley kicked me. Did not, yelled Barley. It was Harley. With that, the Barley brothers began pushing, shoving, and punching one another. Motley Dragon, yelled Lobelia. Behave, Angus, sing! Angus hardly opened his mouth as he sang. Dragon by the whiskers on your chin. Scares, Erica stage whispered. Thank you, Eric, said Lobelia. Did you ever see a dragon with whiskers, Angus? No. Make me a peasant, begged Angus. Please, 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 Auntie. Lobelia folded her arms across her chest and said, Not a chance.